Okay, we've begun. So we're going to go ahead and start. Okay. So good evening. Today is Tuesday, December 10th, 2024. So it is the last meeting of the year. So thank you all the board members for joining us. We do have quorum. There is enough participants. We went ahead and counted the attendance and we're good. We have the president, the vice president, the secretary is also here, Patty, the treasurer, Anna is not here. So we don't have the treasurer just yet. Jamie is here and Christian is here. So Nicole has her hand up. So Steve, we want to let you know that there's going to be some late attendance, but we're still good and to go. So Steve Longo saying we are good to go. So we've met quorum. We have enough attendance to proceed with the meeting.
Anna will be here later.
Oh, Anna. Anna will be here later. So can we go ahead and show the agenda and we can proceed if everyone agrees. So the document's a little bit blocked, but we're going to get that shown. So here's the agenda for today. So we'll go ahead and take that down. There we go. We're going to show that again. Hopefully that's a little better. Okay. So do we have a motion to go ahead and approve the minutes? So we have the agenda. Jamie motion to approve. I move to approve the agenda. Any opposed? Heads are not shaking no. So we're going to go ahead and move with the agenda for tonight. So the minutes will be completed later. But for now, I'm going to just do a summary of the report. I'll go ahead and just share that informally. So again, just a summary. So with winter approaching, we want to make sure that everyone is bundled up and taking care of themselves, vaccinated if they so choose. There's lots of things coming up. New Year's is around the corner, and I know it's easy to get overwhelmed. So we just had our big event, the Valley Deaf Festival. And we're just going to refer to that as VDF. And in terms of our budget and some of the things that happened last year, there's been some changes. So one of the changes was there were less attendees, so we are considering possibly using a smaller venue. So the exhibition hall that we've been using, we won't be using that one any longer. So it has been good, and I'll give more explanations for kind of pros and cons of how we're going to proceed. So as far as the kitchen and the way that the food went, everything went very well. Patty made a comment that she's trying to finish those minutes. And it seems like we have some board members that aren't going to be able to attend, but as far as the event, everything seemed to work out. And it was really nice to see from the stage just how everything was working out in the kitchen. I know last year I couldn't quite see everything that was going on, but the way that it was set up this year, it was a lot easier to see the way that everything was set up, and that was a huge pro. I could see how the line was kind of extensive for people to go to the kitchen and make their orders, and but we had it set up to where the people could just go up to the table and they had a little reader. And again, it wasn't quite what we had last year, but it seemed to work for what we had arranged for this year. So as far as issues, when it came to the payment, the square that we had set up, the square system, that is new. And we didn't have quite enough time to get it ahead of time in order to kind of troubleshoot and figure out how to use it. And so it wasn't quite as efficient as we would have liked. So before, what we used last year was better, and so that's what we had. And people that had could use their credit card and with the tablet, all of that was okay. So we did have Wi-Fi services. So last year, people were able to use their cards. We needed Wi-Fi to be able to do that. And so we were a little bit stuck with having to pay for Wi-Fi. But again, with being able to have that available to be able to use the tablet and things like that, I think we'll have a better understanding of how to set that up for next year as far as credit cards and electronics. Maybe um, we'll have to figure out some different options of what's going to be the best signal and the technological issues for that, because that didn't quite work how we wanted to, but we're going to be better prepared for next year. So that was specifically about the Wi-Fi. And then my last part of the report is going to be for the discussing the possibility of a new president. My term is coming to an end, and it's just been been 6 years now that I've been involved, and so it's been a tremendous gift to be able to be involved for 6 years. And I hope to continue to contribute to DHHSC as time goes on. I know that DHHSC is incredibly valuable when it comes to contributing to the community, providing services for the community, parents, consumers. And it's important that we continue to make sure that that can be a possibility, which of course funding is required for that. We want to make sure there's enough to be able to supply that. So whether that's grants or direct services. So in the event that there's not enough funding, then obviously the services won't be able to be provided. So we want to make sure that there's enough. And it can be complicated. Sometimes there's always rules and regulations that deal with certain funding sources and things of that nature. But that's why it's important to keep looking for grants and other funding sources to make sure, and especially the board members continue to be involved in procuring those sources. So being president, it's been a privilege to be involved with all so many different organizations. And I know the board members have been involved with different organizations, and it's been an honor. And if there's anything that I can help with or support, please do not hesitate to let me know. Of course, I'm happy anytime you need anything, whether it be feedback, a different perspective, please feel free to contact me. So whichever way of contact suits the situation, I'll be happy to do that. Oh, Anna's here. Anna just showed up. Good. Anna's here. Good, good, good. So we have 5 out of 6. And so Christian's here. We're going through the making sure Patty's here, Nicole's here, James. Oh, just kidding. All 6 are here. All board members are here. Great. Now with Anna. Good. So we have all of our members. So we went ahead and did the agenda and we discussed the report. So I'm gonna hand it over to Nicole, our vice president. Oops, I don't know if I made a mistake. Hold on. I don't know if the sound's on. Gotta make sure it's on mute. Sorry. Okay, sorry. So because Steve is not continuing in his position, again, thank you for all his time and commitment. We're so grateful. We hope he continues to participate and support us, especially with all his technological skills. We hope that he continues to set a good example for that for us. Like he was mentioning about the Wi-Fi, he's such an asset. So thank you, Steve. So yes, hello, hello. It is December 10th, 2024. I cannot believe how fast time has gone. Oh my goodness. And before we know, it's going to be 2025. So I hope all of you enjoyed your Thanksgiving and it's officially winter time. We just had VDF last month and it was a successful event. It was great. So I hope everyone that was able to attend did have a positive experience and enjoyed themselves at VDF. All the board members, the volunteers, all that hard work contributed to the tremendous success that VDF was. I know it was a lot of work setting everything up and getting everything situated. We're so thankful for all of your support for that event. So unfortunately, I was not able to show up. I had planned to attend, but that week of VDF, unfortunately, I fell ill and I did not feel that it would be a good decision to go out. So actually, I just instead stayed home. I apologize for not being able to attend. So Jamie, Patty, and myself were not able to show up. And again, sorry for that, but am grateful for everyone that was able to attend. Thank you for all of your assistance with any issues that might have popped up, with all the planning, all the pre-planning. It was really awesome to see the way everything worked out, including the food and all of that stuff at VDF Christian. Steve and Anna and Christian were really able to provide so much support, especially with the food. And again, all the board members, thank you so much. All of us were able to contribute in different ways, and the staff as well, Michelle, just all of your contributions. So again, everyone that was able to attend to VDF, again, tremendous. Thank you so much for all of your work in getting everything done to make Valley Deaf Festival a success. So as far as we've been doing fundraisers every Tuesday, and Michelle has given me good feedback. So I can't really say too much right now. I'll let Michelle share the additional information for Giving. Oh, I'm sorry, Giving Tuesday, interpreter mistake. For Giving Tuesday, I'll let Michelle give more information about that. So, so part of our fundraising, we were able to do some work with Panda Express, and we had some situations with matching that were able to contribute more to Giving Tuesday. So again, with situations like that, depending on how much money they make, they're able to give a portion of their profits for that day. And so that was a very quick and easy way to get some funds. So it was nice to be able to have that contribution. And we were able to raise 50 and 60, so it ended up being 110 that we were able to contribute. And for our fundraising, thank you, thank you, thank you, Christian, for helping set that up and making contact and getting everything situated for that with Panda Express. Thank you. So we have different members clapping. So again, thank you for everyone that was involved with Giving Tuesday. So for this evening, again, this is our last meeting of 2024. And I want to try, hopefully we can get all the meetings set up ahead of time for next year, so that way we can accommodate everyone's schedules and not have anything pop up last minute. We'll try to have those set up ahead of time. And hopefully we can keep it the same schedule. We'll keep it on the quarter schedule that we had before. We'll do it every 3 months or so, because actually the state does require that we have a timely meeting. And so we want to make sure those line up accordingly. We'll have one every 3 months, and we'll put that in the schedule so that you guys are prepared. So it's typically the second Tuesday, but there is a possibility for, depending on different breaks, things of that nature, that it might not be exactly, but we will try to get that situated for 2025. I know we had some issues this earlier in the year. I know 2024, we had a couple incidents where we had to postpone our meetings, but again, the goal is to have them be more regularly scheduled so everyone knows and can accommodate and prepare accordingly. we'll be able to have more formal announcements and formal agendas and everything. We can share the information ahead of time, and that way everyone is prepared for 2025. So again, thank you for everyone, your contributions and your support, your donations, the contributions to Giving Tuesday. Thank you, thank you, thank you to every single one of you. I hope you have a wonderful and safe and happy holidays and a happy new year. Oop, time out. We're going to switch interpreters.
All right. Steve is saying, Alex, we've done much more improvement with the switching and all of that. That's great. So we're going to show the agenda again, briefly. Let me look at that. Okay, now it's time for the secretary's report. Patty, do you have a report to share? And Patty is acknowledging yes. I am going to share that on the screen. One moment. And Steve is searching for Patty's report. There we go. Giving a moment to peruse that report. All right. Go ahead, Patty. Anything you want to add, Patty? Patty's saying, wow, I feel that there's just been so much involvement compared to last year. There's a lot more activity going on that's happened this year. Many more events. And it's been an amazing experience. We have some new staff at the Monterey office in Salinas, right? So in the Central Coast office, we have Gabriel, and Ruby. So we want to congratulate Ruby on graduating this week or next week. Is it this week? So congratulations to Ruby on her graduation. And Ruby and Gabriel have been working tremendously hard. I want to thank the team so much. And I just feel so overwhelmed with their work and what they've been giving. I feel just so, this is such a proud moment. In October, we had an event at the zoo, and Gabriel and Rosemary were instrumental with that, as well as Henry. They put in so much work to that event, and lots of people attended. I don't, maybe around 30, over 30 people attended. Lots of children were there as well. We had a couple of different groups that were led on tours. And it was just a really exciting time to see the community be involved. And they asked for something like that again. So we don't want it to be a one and done. And there was just a lot of positive energy from that event that we're very grateful for. Additionally, in Monterey Bay, we had a coffee social as well. It was a small event. Maybe 10 to 15 individuals showed up. I can't remember the exact number, but it was a really nice event to have. And we did have one child show up with their family. Their family did attend the event. They are attempting to learn sign language. So we played some games. We played Uno. And so it was nice to see a family there, provide them with an opportunity to interact with other users of sign language and to see people who are deaf. And let's see, this past Saturday, we had a Christmas party, holiday party, and that was a really amazing experience and went very, very smoothly. Everything just went so well. And we had about seven deaf children event, and there was a deaf Santa there, and the children were able to communicate with Santa, and everyone was able to interact via sign language. Some of the children were a little shy, of course, but just encouraging them to have that interaction with other signing individuals. They were really, a lot of them were very fascinated with it. And they had, there was a bear there, and we were able to talk about the toy, and it was just a really wonderful event and worked out very well. All the children received a bear at that event. Um, and for the individuals who donated, we really do appreciate that. From the local office, we were able to get those. So much appreciation. Thank you so much for those bears. That was such a nice gesture. We played games at the party as well. Everyone was able to be involved, the families, the parents, so much laughter, such enjoyment, so much fun. It was such an amazing time, just interacting with individual. And my mom was able to be there as well to volunteer and help with the face painting. And let me see, one of the kids was trying to escape to look for Santa's reindeer, trying to find where Santa had hidden those reindeer. But it was a really, Michelle saying, "Oh, Salinas is a partying too much." Patty's, there's a name of a church. I cannot think of the name of that church. But Nicole's asking, is it the same church that Gabriel goes to? And Henry, is it that church? Presbyter Pres is it a Presbyterian church? Yes. And Patty is affirming that it is that church. And that's a good place to host events. They have events there, and now we're back there. In the past, there were events there, and now we're back there. It was really nice to have all of these events and that the community members have started establishing and having more events like this. It's been a really wonderful experience. Of course, again, Rosemary being instrumental in this process and partnering with our local churches and our local community. One church specifically, Compass Church, has hired and provided interpreters for their Sunday worship, paid interpreters on a weekly basis for their Sunday worship. Um, and they let us rent a room as well. French we had a Friendsgiving there at that church. And so that was a nice event. They provided a room and they gave us some pie. And so it was really nice to see all of the things that that church is doing and all of the people who are involved. They're so friendly and we've had people show up throughout the years. And so it's just an amazing experience. That was the first time we had an event like that. And there were people that we had not seen in years show up to that event. Um, One individual, Jake, I remembered from Jade, interpreter correction. Um, During middle school, I hadn't seen since middle school, I think. And now, so she was in middle school, and now she's a mother with children, right? And so it was really amazing to see her again. Interpreter Trevor has established monthly workshops for interpreters at the church to develop their skills. We recognize there are individuals who want to become more competent and more skilled in their religious interpreting and interpreting in general, and we've encouraged them. We definitely need you. There is definitely a need. And so that's why we've established these workshops for those who want to improve their skills. They have opportunities to team interpret, and it's just been really a wonderful experience. Let's see. Another thing. So last year, for the first time in a while, we had, some general public events at another church called First Baptist. They had some events, streets. Oh, the Streets of Bethlehem. They have an event called Streets of Bethlehem. And it is an outdoor live nativity from biblical times. And so it's they have like camels and they had Roman soldiers and individuals in costumes, period costumes, costumes that align with what clothing looked like in Bible times. And so it was really an interesting thing to go and see. There was a small group that went to observe that event. And I just want to again express my gratitude. Um, for there are if I try to name all the names, I know I'm going to miss somebody, but there have been so many people who have been involved with this in the behind the scenes work. But I just want to try to name a few. Of course, Rosemary has been instrumental. Um, Harvey, let me see what other names. Of course, my mother, Marianne, Rufus, Rufus Blair, and Shane drove to be part of this. Chanel Thompson, Harley, her and her daughter Harley, a friend. Just a lot's happened in a lot since the last report. So just thank you all so much. And a round of applause from all of the board members. We have a comment or a question from Nicole. Nicole saying, thank you, Patty. And thank you for your report and for all of your hard work at the events in Monterey that you have done over the years. There have been some names that you mentioned of individuals in the area that I do know, but we've been trying to work with that area over the years, and it's been a challenge to get people who to be involved. And we are part of that community. That is part of our community. Um, we can't deny that. And so we hope to see some Central Coast outreach. We enjoy that information and that sharing of information. Individuals have talked about how they sometimes miss those events or things like that. And so we want to make sure that they are aware of what's going on at the different events, like at the church and the nativity. It's so nice to that we've had that tradition that's been in the past, and now we're seeing those things again come again with Wayne interpreter, missed that name. Some individuals have passed away. There was a very influential individual who passed away. And so we've lost a lot of contact with those individuals who are there. And so redeveloping those connections with the community and getting those community members involved again is going to be really vital and definitely something that we want to do again. Maybe we can do the zoo event again. And Patty is saying, yes, of course, that would definitely be something that we would like to see. That's a good idea. I saw that in your report, and so that would definitely be something we could do again. So thank you so much, Patty. And that concludes the secretary's report, and we are moving on to the treasurer's report. Anna. You have anything to share? And Anna is affirming, yes, I do. And is getting that information. Going to share screen and show this report. Okay. And we are still reviewing that report. Okay. All right. Anna, do you have anything to add? And Anna is indicating yes. So thank you for your leadership, Steve, through the years. I've enjoyed being part of the board under your leadership and want to thank you for your service and giving of your time. And you recruited me actually. And so I said, yes, I would join. So thank you. I would join. So thank you for that. All right, back to my report. First, are there any questions from members of the board regarding what you saw? Okay, no, and no indications of questions. Cindy gave me two notes to discuss, but I have not processed them. CDSS and EDD grant funding and interpreter invoices that are due. There have been some that have not been processed for the month of November. And I think November is the last month that hasn't been processed. And Michelle saying is affirming that that is accurate. And Steve is saying regarding VDF, was there a profit? Are we where are we at? Did we lose money? Did we gain money regarding that? I don't know if that's in the report. And Anna is saying, I am going to let Michelle talk about that in her report. Okay, and Steve is asking, are there any other questions for Anna? Seeing none, thank you, Anna, for your report. And Anna saying, thank you. And we will take a pause and we will switch interpreters.
Okay, so Steve is saying, all right, we're going to be doing the last part of the report. So that's a big chunk, but we're going to let Michelle handle that. The floor is yours, Michelle. And Michelle saying, thank you. All right, okay. Thank you, thank you. And also, I want to take the opportunity to say two things again. Steve, thank you so much for your service as a president. It's been 6 years. Oh my goodness, 6 years? Wow, 6 years time goes by so fast. So again, thank you so much for being there, for just finding all the things that I need whenever I needed help. You were there for your leadership, all the stuff, especially for recently with the Valley Deaf Festival, the food services, things like that. And so, yeah, like I said, I just wanted to go ahead and say that. And then as far as Anna's question about the profit or what we were talking about with her report, so the profit was 899,000 or $899. So that's actually the most that we've sold for or much money we've raised for food in a really long time. So we were actually very thrilled that that was the amount. So it was almost $900 worth of profit because for the people that were there and volunteering, the staff, my sister-in-law, we had quite a few hands there in the kitchen trying to make sure that everything was going great. And it was so smooth and efficient. Everyone worked incredibly well together. And I just want to say, so Carrie and all the people that were involved, oh my goodness, like, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And I hope people understand that you know, that was her second job. She had experience as a cafeteria supervisor, and she knows that food industry, there's always ups and downs, those frustrations. And she actually made the comment that the team at VDF was an absolute joy to work with. And so, again, we did have a profit, and it was great. So, right when Valley Deaf Festival was finished, when we were going around dropping off the excess food, so I know we had to wait to figure out as far as the food that was going to left over, we had to figure out some of the details, but we it was worth it. Everything worked out. And so now we know for next year as far as amounts of how much food to order and things like that. Um, but we have a better idea. But again, thank you, Anna, for doing all the food shopping and Carrie and Steve and everyone that was involved with the food sales, Christian, for oh my goodness, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate all of your teamwork. Now, for my second point, the complete profit for Valley Deaf Festival was $5,645 and some change. And so that is really good. So on average, it's usually 5 to 6 thousand. Doesn't, really doesn't matter if it's the amount of people. Again, we have, different years to compare to as far as COVID. So now that we're post-COVID, that amount of money really is significant. And it's a huge relief because we have had some different expenses. We had different things that we didn't have before. We had to change our budget for the props and just things like that. We did have to try to save money where we could, and we had to try to find um, we're gonna have to make adjustments for a smaller venue in the future. And hopefully that'll help with the financial adjustments for next year using a smaller venue. So again, since we're talking about the budget has quite a few items that I want to make sure that I explain. So for the Central Women's Conference, oh, and then can we go back just to repeat really fast? So the Central California Women's Conference, CCWC. So that organization contributes money for arts and things, but specifically for women and children. And so we are going to apply again for that particular organization for $1,000. We plan to use that funding for design. We have that organization specifically here, and we're going to be partnering with Lead K and the activities that they do over the summer, and then different family activities to show how we can pretty much just give information about our services programs, but then also incorporate art into all of those and incorporate families. So I want to say that will be due in January. So also for United Way, we did apply and we got approved. So there was actually our submission was approved unanimously, which was great. So they approved it just yesterday. And so that means we can go ahead and apply. So yeah, it's in the process. We're working on it. So we have some other ones coming up in January. We'll be finished with, I want to say the third week in January, we'll be able to apply for these other federal
Combined
ones.
federal campaign.
Thank you. And in January, that's coming up soon. So we have a lot of paperwork going on. January is going to be incredibly busy. Also with Dollar General, we're going to be applying for their funding for adult literacy program. So I want to ask any of you if there's anyone that has contact with State Farm, because we need your connections, because they have a program that matches. So if you know someone that is connected with State Farm, if you would be so kind as to share that information, like maybe there's an employee or things like that, because they have a program where they match, and I can explain more later. But I just wanted to ask and just take this opportunity to see if any of you have a connection or someone that you can connect with that is connected with State Farm. And so, Jamie, yes, if you know someone, okay. So Jamie's indicating, yeah, I can go ahead and see. So I know this person does live here in Fresno. Michelle saying, okay, great. If you can ask any of your connections, we are looking for a way to kind of maybe establish some new funding. And Jamie's saying, I'll see you what I can. I'll look around. I'll get connected. Thank you for that. So Michelle's saying we were also going to reapply to the Monterey Peninsula Foundation. So that will be due later in the year. So I have a little more time for that one. And then also for the Valley Community Foundation. So that one, we will be investing a specific amount in those donations and contributions. So that's actually connected with the former mayor and the CEO of Central Valley Community Foundation, and that's their program, and we want to invest and apply it and get connected with that. So for people that donate, you have to have an account set up with them in order to do that. And so we're going to be doing some research as to amounts and specifics and what we can invest and how to get connected with it. And then also we want to apply with the Kellogg Foundation. They have a grant set up. And then there's another community foundation through Monterey and Kellogg, their funds. They have programs that we want to get connected with as well. So with the Monterey County, they have a staff development activities. They've been working on that. And so as far as Giving Tuesday, as far as the amount that's been raised, we have, as of just a few minutes ago, over $14,000. So that is thrilling. That is so exciting. Whew, I can't believe it. So we are still accepting donations until 11:59 p.m. So I know that there's teams that are competing. Who's going to win? I will announce that tomorrow. But I'm so excited. Again, all these teams have been working so diligently. And again, I want to say thank you to the board for all the fundraising and remember, every single dollar counts. Every single dollar counts. So thank you so much for all of your work, everybody. And then the staff updates. We have Carrie. Carrie will start working full time. They will have 37 hours a week coming up soon. So they're going to be working with us full time. So I'm very excited for Carrie to finally join us full time. And then also Ruby will be augmenting their hours as well. So they will be going up to 30 hours now that they've graduated. So she finally has her bachelor's degree, and so we want to provide that time to relax just a little bit and celebrate post-graduation, and then we will put her to work in January. And then also as far as issues, we don't have any issues. As far as agency updates, I feel like we've already brought up mostly the Valley Deaf Festival and the success that it was, that we had about 500 attendees, which is very similar to last year, and we're okay with that. It's going to take some time to grow again. So it's going to take time. COVID really affected us. So one of the main things that we're going to do is go back to a smaller venue, work on saving some money, and then as we grow, we can always make adjustments later. But so if we're still talking about Valley Deaf Festival, the theme for next year is going to be Lights, Action, ASL. That is the theme. I think it's going to be a really fun theme for next year. So this Friday will be Silent Sleigh. So it's finally back after 4 years. But I hope everyone understands that it's only open for schools and deaf children. It is not open to the public, other hearing students, deaf adults, other community members. Unfortunately, they're not open to that just yet. It is only specifically for families with deaf and hard of hearing children. We're limiting it to that. I know that there's people that are disappointed, but we're going to focus on school-age children first and open it possibly later. And then also, my husband and I are going to be Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. So unfortunately, I've reached that age that that role matches me. And then also, again, I wanted to thank, again, Salinas for all the events that they're hosting. And thank you for all of that. So the Salinas office, again, those parties, we got to be careful. All those, the parties that you're doing, your staff is working hard, but man, you're partying a lot. So now we know. Now we know what's going on over there. We're gonna have to go visit over there. So again, thank you so much for all your hard work. We're hearing all of these numbers. You guys are growing. Oh my goodness, that's so wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And last but not least, the Visalia office will be hosting a holiday party Friday evening, and Merced will be hosting theirs this Saturday. And as far as Fresno, we'll be hosting ours next week on the 18th. So it'll be a dinner, not a lunch, 4 to 7 p.m. We decided to have it at that time because we realized that there are still school events and things with kids going on. And, with the holidays coming up, obviously we want to make sure that the kids are taken into account. So um, we want to be able to be involved with all of these events. And so thank you, Alex, for letting us know that Merced, that theirs is the 21st. So again, but the point is, oh, so as far as the events with the kids and the bear contributions, we're going to say thank you for the people that contributed those. They made sure that there was enough, and we brought all those for all offices. They were able to give those bears to all those kids at all the offices. So that was such a wonderful contribution. So that is pretty much it. Again, thank you so much for all of your support, for making Valley Deaf Festival so successful, for all the fundraising. I know it's not easy, but we couldn't have done it without your collaboration and your effort. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And Nicole has her hand up. Nicole. So Alex, Steve is saying there's a question, but Nicole is saying, so as far as the renovations, the building updates, is that done? And so the updates, oh, Michelle is saying, oh, that's a good question as far as renovations. They finally finished today. Today was the last day. So the kitchen light was the last thing. And so now it's all done, all done. So thank you. And then as far as the AC, we did plan to set up like a gate, but with the AC being on the roof, we were trying to contact with the company and they said they actually don't recommend that because the gate will be too heavy and could cause structural damage to the roof. So they actually said, no, it's not a good idea. So we're going to have a discussion of how to better protect our air conditioning unit. For example, I mean, I hate to think about it, but maybe like a brick wall, like right by here by my office. So there's like a mural painted on it, and but that's where it seems to be that that's where there's some access there, and we're might have to think about changing that. And I hate to destroy that, but right now we have to think of some options of what's going to do to protect that AC unit. So the gate is not an option currently, so we are thinking about other options, how we can approach protecting our AC unit. Okay, so we got Nicole. We got several hands going up. Let's Nicole first. So as far as options, are we allowed to maybe set up some cameras on the building? Is that an option? Michelle is saying, yes, we do have cameras. However, the problem is we don't always know when things are going to happen. So, or when issues have happened. And so that does take up time to have to go review and try to find information. We don't know when the issue occurred. And so if we knew, then that would be one thing. If we knew it happened in the last 24 hours, but because we don't know the time frame, we don't know if it's been a week or 2 weeks, by the time we find out, we don't know the time frame or how far back to look in the videos. So Nicole said, thank you. Okay, Steve and Patty, we got several hands, several hands, several hands. So Patty, oh, so as far as the mural, I mean, maybe we could put a picture, blow it up, frame it, have it there in the office, would still be displayed. And Michelle saying, yeah, that is an option. We definitely want to find a way to conserve and preserve that mural. I absolutely love that. I'm a big supporter of the arts. And we've had community members come and paint that. And so it has a big place in my heart. And so I don't want to just, dust it off. So it's as a willy-nilly decision. So we definitely want to discuss what's going to be the best approach. A picture is one way. That is a good, valid option. Thank you for that. And then Jamie.
Mm.
So same way with the in the back of the kitchen. And Michelle's saying yes. We're gonna be taking that off because of the AC. The way we have to take that down because the AC company will actually be bringing they when they brought a new unit, they actually caused some damage. So we're gonna go ahead and take that one down. Unfortunate. I mean, yeah, we will. So we're gonna have some fun demolishing that. We might have to have some staff participation with the demolition, get some stress out. But luckily, there's no art on the kitchen wall. It's only that front one that has a mural, so the kitchen one doesn't have anything. And Jamie saying, "No, okay, just wanted to be clear. I knew that there was going to be two walls. Yeah, okay, making sure." And so Michelle, Steve's asking a question. So, oh, Michelle, again, thank you so much for all of your responses and all the information, all your exciting news. And then Michelle saying, yes, I want to keep you well informed. We got to balance our partying and our working. And then Steve saying, thank you for the report. Let's go ahead and wrap. Thank you for that wrap up. Jamie is waving. Got one more comment. Oh,
Mhm.
so what about the restroom? Jamie's asking, do we know where we are in the process for upgrades or replacement? Michelle is saying, yes, that is actually one of the reasons that we are aiming so high for Giving Tuesday. We have several projects we have in mind. And so with that, that is actually one of our goals is to get that taken care of, the lights, the bathroom. So you are all welcome to contribute because we have different things going on. And so, but my team, contribute to my team, okay? Thank you, thank you. Everyone's laughing. Okay,
And
and a quick timeout while we switch interpreters.
all right, Steve Longo is reviewing the agenda. Any general board comments before we proceed to new business? Seeing none. Anything? No? Okay. We will proceed to new business. We have a general election for the position of president. And I will open the floor. It will be the president's term will start after December. And so we will open the floor for nominations. I will explain the process a little bit just so that you're familiar with what we're going to be doing. Um, board members may nominate another person or they may not nominate themselves. You do need a second for a nomination. Not just one person can nominate. Um, that person will have a brief presentation, or you may or may not need that. And then we will proceed with the vote. We will have discussion, and then I will call for the vote. The vote is private, and it is a board decision. And then we will announce the results of the vote. Are there any questions regarding the process? Okay. I will open the floor for nominations. Can we nominate someone for board president? Patty, you have the floor. And Patty is saying, I nominate Nicole Hurt for position of president. And Nicole, do you accept? And Nicole is saying, yes, of course, I will accept that nomination. And Steve is saying, Nicole has been nominated for the position of board president. Who will second that nomination? Anna. Anna seconds. And Jamie, no. Any more nominations? Or should we call for the vote? All right. I will call for the vote. Would you all like it to be private or public? What that is up to the board. And Nicole is indicating either private or public vote is fine. Patty says the same, and Christian is agreeing as well. So who is in support of Nicole being the board president starting a term in January of 2025? And various individuals in agreement. Patty, Anna, Christian, Jamie. Jamie, what did you say? I missed it. So we have three who are in support of Nicole's nomination so far. Patty, Christian, Jamie is opposed. All right, so we have three. Other nominate, do we have any other names that are being nominated? We have three votes in support of Nicole. And so we will close the nominations. And Nicole has been officially voted president starting in January of 2025. Congratulations, Nicole. Nicole's expressing her thanks for this opportunity to work for DHHSC and the board. I will continue to do my best. Love to all. Thank you very much, Steve Longo. I've learned so much from you as a mentor as we've worked together in this process. It's been really an amazing growth experience. And thank you for everything that I've learned with you, under you. And I am ready for this new challenge as board president. And I hope to see you, Steve, again. We will be contacting you for your advice and your support. And Steve is saying we need to focus on recruiting more board members to assist with visibility and promotion of the board, and that will, um, we need to explain to them the benefits of giving back to DHHSC, what a rich opportunity it is. And we need to advertise that. We need to publicize that more so that community members, we are more visible to community members as the board. Um, and it is required that the board be 51% deaf. That is in the bylaws. So over half of the board is required to be deaf. So we do need to recruit individuals who are deaf and hard of hearing. We need to do some more recruiting and some more advertising, and the rest of the board is agreeing. And Steve is saying we will have about a month to transition. We will get all of the files and everything connected. I will collect that out information and provide it to you, Nicole, all of the organizational information so that you have access to that moving forward. And we will work with Michelle to wrap up for the month as we start with the new transition process moving forward. And I want to say thank you. This is Steve Longo. Thank you for trusting me, for your confidence in me over the years as board president. And I will miss you. And Patty saying we'll miss you. And as I've been on this journey and transitioning to something different, and now I'm transitioning on as you, and now my time is finished. I will be leaving in a different position. That I started, I've transitioned through different positions on the board and to board president from secretary and other position to treasurer and other positions. And now I am president. I have done what I could for DHHSC and hope to see the organization continue strong and continue to support and see new people come through. And as saying thank you for your time, for completing your term. Much appreciation being expressed all around on the board. And Steve is saying thank you for what we've learned. And the bylaws took so much time. Oh my goodness. All of those edits that we had to do and those adjustments that we had to make to get to where we are now, and the things that we learned in the process. The mistakes that we learned along the way, the mistakes that we learned from along the way. Um, Additionally, board policies are so critical regarding the grievance process, for example. Establishing those policies are just so critical. So I'm glad that we were able to do that during my tenure. And Nicole is commenting, I agree with Anna that it is rare that a president continues through the end of a term like this, through this time. So I'm curious, what are you going to do next? Do you have plans after this? Nicole is asking Steve what his plans are after this. And I've adopted two cats that are very young. And so those are my new babies. Those will be my new family members. I'll show you a picture, Nicole. They're so cute. They're too cute. They're devilish, but they're really cute. So I want to work on California contract that had CPT that so the agency used to be called CPT and it had a name changed and deaf handicap something. and the focus of it changed. I don't know how active it was in Fresno. They've had a lot of changes. But regarding giving access to all deaf and hard of hearing individuals, whether they're late deafened or have mobility challenges, I want to work with that. I want to make sure that individuals have access to the phone system. That's a really critical access that individuals have need to have. And we have been fighting over the years to make sure that individuals have access as they need it to 911. Um, Previously, obviously, we had TTY, and now that individual had a stroke and they're doing okay, but they are not functioning as they did previously. So they had to step down from that position, and they had invested so much time and energy into this. And so I think that'll be my new goal to help take up where they left off in this journey and California State, making sure that individuals have access across the state of California. So that will be my goal in making sure that they have access to the 911 telephone system. And this is Jamie. Yeah, go ahead, Jamie. And Jamie is saying, Steve, you worked 6 years, um, or you basically had two jobs and went back and forth. You know, most people just do 4 years, but sending the resignation form. Thank you so much for all your work. Yeah, Jamie is resigning because she has two jobs and they are consuming lots of her time, and she is not able to handle that and dedicate the necessary time to the board. So Steve Longo is thanking Jamie for her time thus far to that she has invested in the board. Thank you so much for your assistance through the years. You've been a great board member. And we love to see you. You know me. I can't just be simple and plain. I have to be loud. I have to be myself. I have to be who I am, right? And so you all noticed that. You saw me in my witch costume at VDF. Um, so we hope that we get more board members who are involved. And we want to say thank you, Jamie, for your time. And Steve is saying we have closed nominations. One moment. We're going to switch interpreters.
So I wanted to repeat what Nicole was saying recently. I just wanted to finish up that whole process again. Thank you, Jamie. But any new business as far as nominations go, I think we're going to close the nominations and continue on to the business part. So any other comments, nominations, anything like that? And we have Nicole. So it feels so strange, feels surreal for all these little changes that are happening, but I think it's important that we look forward to the future and working with the staff and continuing to work together so that we could have a smooth transition. And I really hope that everyone has a wonderful holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year, all of the holiday festivities. And I just feel it's so hard a little bit to kind of transition because, again, these changes with certain people leaving and it's tugging on my heart a little bit. But um, I just wanted to add that and thank you for the interpreters as well. Yep. And so Nicole saying, thank you, thank you. And now Steve. So again, with December being filled with all the holiday parties, Giving Tuesday, obviously December is a very busy month. So I know this is not our typical meeting. It's the last one of the year. There's some nominations included and some other typical items. And so if there's needs to be some adjustments for next year, again, I'm happy to be involved with the process as far as anything to go with bylaws and things of that nature. So again, it's getting towards the end of our meeting. Is there anything else that needs to be brought up before we close? Jamie has a hand up. Oh, and so I want to make sure we're going to go ahead and motion to adjourn. Is there a second? We have a hand from Nicole to second. Motion to adjourn. Any opposed?
To close new
To
business.
close the new business portion of the meeting, I apologize. Okay, so that portion is now closed. I'm going to double check the agenda. We now have the announcements portion. Announcements related with the DHSC, any community related announcements. Anyone? Michelle has her hand up. So, Michelle. So again, I wanted to reemphasize that we have a few events popping up, but I did want to take a minute to say thank you to all of our colleagues, community members, everyone who has donated to Giving Tuesday. I feel honestly truly blessed by all of your support. And I just wanted to just take a moment to say thank you so much. We cannot complete these renovations, like for example, with the bathrooms and things like that, our events, our programs, all of these would not be possible without everyone's contribution. So thank you so much. And Steve is echoing that. Yes, I want to add before I forget, there's a person, I missed the name. So I forget this person that I met at Costco, a hearing individual that does not sign very much. So they're involved with children. This person had a child that actually passed away a few years ago, and they decided to be involved with some fundraising.
And Michelle is indicating that she remembers.
So again, it's a really small world, right? So there was recently, I believe that they had a birthday party for their niece, and there's again a good friend of a so so there's a person named Jade that was there at that party. And so they were commenting about a vineyard, and again talking about just taking a moment to catch up with all of these incidents, things that had happened, and we were talking about it turns out that they knew this person and then they knew this person. I was like, oh my goodness, how did you know this? We have someone in common. And so we took a picture and sent it to this other person. And it's just so crazy that there's such a small world. You never know who you're going to connect with. But again, the point was this person has been very involved in the past, and as far, especially to do with fundraising, because they have connected with the vineyard. So that is something to consider, some of partnering with them as far as setting up something in the future. And Michelle's indicating with the thumbs up, that'd be great. There are additional announcements. Nicole now. So again, thank you to all of our board again. But I wanted to say we don't say thank you enough to you, Michelle. Oh my goodness, all of the work that you do is truly just astounding as far as the way that you're involved with advocating and communication and setting things up, mentoring, things of that nature, working with me. Thank you so much for all of your work and effort. And so Steve is saying, yeah, it's a lot of work. It's been what, 25 years? Oh my goodness. She is good at her job. So again, all of those connections and outreach and partnerships, setting up those business collaborations, we do need to continue to connect and draw in more support and have sources of funding so we can have these ongoing successes. And so now Steve is asking any further comments. It seems everyone is saying no. Okay. So as far as closing the meeting, do we have a motion to adjourn? Jamie has indicated yes, I motion. Is there a second? Patty is seconding. Is anyone opposed? No one has indicated, so we will go ahead and close the meeting at 7:30 on the dot. Yes. Good, 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 good. So please and thank you again to all of the board members. Love you all so much, and we'll see you next time. Again, a little bit strange to have our last meeting after all of this time. 6 years went by in the blink of an eye. But I remember all that stuff with COVID and oh my goodness, just so much time and how we've progressed since then. That was a tough time, but we made it through. We have a comment from Alex about sending the transcript over to Patty, getting that situated, and we'll have the file